Hello, people. I hope everybody is doing great, fantastic, smiling. And I'm about to do something I've been putting off for a long time. But at this time, I think it is time for me to discuss my feelings about The Last Jedi. Woo! So here goes. I assume that you have already saw The Last Jedi. So this is a critique, this is not a review. First, about the movie. As an eye catching, entertaining film, it is good. It looks good. It's good in the aspect of boom, bang, explosion, lights and flashing, special effects. It does that part. So if somebody wants to see that science fiction glittery movie, The Last Jedi is it. For ladies who want to see powerful women win, this is the movie for you. Feminists will love this movie. Anyone who believes, supports, and wants, loves a matriarch will love this movie. Most misanders will love this movie. For overall, it accomplishes in a movie something I have never seen or do not ever remember ever seeing. The agenda of making every single man look weak while making the women look strong. It is what it is. I am all for heroic female characters. I appreciate a heroic female lead in a movie. I love Wonder Woman. I love Sigourney Weaver in Aliens and Alien. As Ripley, I have loved female characters in other movies. Sarah Connor in The Terminator, Charlie Baltimore in The Long Kiss Goodnight, Hit Girl in Kick Ass, Beatrix Kiddo in Kill Bill, Furiosa in Mad Max Fury Road, probably the best subless feminist action movie ever. Anti M in The Thunderdome, an anti-hero slash villain, but she still is great. The girl Hannah in Hannah, Alice in the Resident Evil series, the Black Widow, Eon Flux, the female doctor from Doctor Who, Captain Janeway, and all the women in Star Wars from the original, prequel, Clone Wars, Rebels, Expanded Universe, Legends, including the Ewok movies. And now we have this trilogy, this new trilogy. And I am aghast. Hold on. Whew. First, I do not understand how you must make men look weak for the females to be strong or heroic. Every single man in The Last Jedi, every single man was incompetent, super emotional, or weak. All the women acted how most men would act, and all the men acted weaker or more irrational than most women I have ever seen depicted in a movie, especially in a Star Wars movie. Well, I've never seen a weak woman. I was going to rename The Last Jedi as reverse of the gender. However, I think I'm going to call it the rule of the woman, weakness of the man. For this is mostly what I noticed in the movie. It's the truth. I didn't really pay attention to the plot, the driving force of the action, which was weak, for I did not feel any real tension. No edge of my seat moment. I never felt uncertainty for the characters. I did not learn anything about the Force or Jedi philosophy except new uses of the Force, such as a Force ghost can actually interact with the physical realm, like when Yoda boop, hit Luke in the head. So now we know how Obi-Wan sat on the log. And we now know that Force Ghost can do harm to things, such as when he called down lightning, and of course, hit him in the head. And we learned a new awesome ability to fly through space when you're just slightly trained or have never been trained in the use of the Force. But maybe it was in some book, I don't know. But I guess that goes along with the MarySue thing. And may, just maybe, don't kill me, but it just may only apply to the women. For the most male powerful implied Jedi character ever seemed to die upon using new Force abilities that he most likely spent 30 plus years training to use. Oh, I forget. I learned that some of the past canon was thrown out the window, so none of that matters. Okay. First, I'm going to continue. Let me talk about the MarySue, the raid thing as a whole, whom I have no problem with. I just believe that she had to train. She has never trained in any movie and seemed to be more powerful than any Jedi that ever lived. I always thought that you can have Force potential, but you have to train to use it. Luke trained for years. Anakin trained for years. Yoda trained for years. Urza trained for years. Ahsoka trained for years. Obi-Wan trained for years. Every Star Wars video game that you play as a Jedi, you have to train. Every book states that you have to train. Palpatine trained Anakin with the most powerful force potential ever. Ever. That's what they said. He had the most. Wait, no. Let me say it again. Darth Vader had the most powerful force potential ever, but he never reached it. Why? Because he didn't train long enough. Oh, I forgot again. Can't have to change so we can change everything. Then let's get to the next part. The Last Jedi. Let me continue. Let's say the animal side story made no sense. I just don't get it. You know, we gotta save the rebellion, but let's stop and save the animals. That makes no sense. Okay, they're slightly above or average or below or plain or homely looking roles, Tyco. However you see the character as a force love interest of Finn. I did not see that coming. It made no sense. It made no sense, other than to raise those Me Too questions that anybody who watches the movie just have to ask. So, if you take a kiss without permission, is that sexual harassment? Do I have to consent before you kiss me on the lips? Katy Perry. Well, Katy Perry. Let me say it again. Katy Perry. Kiss you when you don't ask. That's called a Katy Perry. I'm going to do Katy Perry from now on. Will Finn press charges? Will it hurt his career? Will Leia and Rey understand and side with him if he feels violated? Is it assault when Finn or Rey hug each other and someone else sees it and does not like it? Or is it harassment? I just want to know. Okay, sorry. Logical tangent. Let me calm down. Recalibration. Okay, I'm getting back to the track. Just give me a minute. Now, I'm going to get a little bit serious about Laura Dern as Vice Admiral Holdo. Whoa, okay. Bad leadership. It made no sense. You do not have to like your subordinates, but you still have to relay information. I really doubt that you would not have told Poe what the mission objective was. He is in upper leadership. He is. He should be trusted. He should always know the strategy. Also, let me include Poe in this. I have never met a military man that will go against a lawful order when the lives of others are in play. It would not be beneficial to the mission. The mission. All bodies and war machines are assets, and you do not waste major assets when you do not have to. And when the victory is unclear, that makes no sense. Now, I can see if your back was against the wall. I can see if you guys are going to die anyway, and you're like, okay, I'm going to try to save as much as I can. Then you're going to waste your assets. But they were not in that situation. They could escape and attack another day. So it was not the situation that Poe would disregard Leia's orders. I would say this. I can't even imagine a military man doing that. We just wouldn't do nothing like that. Excuse me, birth time. Now, what about Luke Skywalker? The Skywalker. Anakin was a Skywalker, but Luke was the Skywalker. He is the Skywalker. What about him wanting to kill his nephew? Interesting. Let me think. Okay. First, it does not fit Luke's character. Luke was all about trying to bring somebody from the dark. He wouldn't just give in and kill somebody. Okay? First, Kylo is not Palpatine and Luke is not Mace Windu. So I do not see this happening. Luke doing that just makes no sense. However, he did at least, he thought it because it was written in by Rian Johnson. So, hey, thank you, Rian Johnson. I really appreciate that. Thanks. I also don't understand how Finn can't sacrifice himself and be a hero. But Vice Admiral Holdo can. Because according to Rose, Tyco, that's not how you win wars. We win it by loving each other. Okay, Rose. Wait. In the name Rose in Star Wars, Rose? What happened to Boba? or Ahsoka? I want to, or Leia. Or just weird Star Wars names. Han. Come on. Rose? Okay. I enjoy doing this video, but I gotta tell the truth. The Last Jedi hurt me as a Star Wars fan. I loved Rebels Season 4. I loved it. I enjoyed Rogue One. I have no problems against a female heroic lead. I do not have a problem with a bad plot. Well, I do have a problem with the bad plot. And I have a problem with the change of a story to make men suck. I can't get down with that. If all Star Wars started off with weak men, it would be easier to bear. The Last Jedi is now, I think, on Blu-ray, and I'm not sure if I want to buy it. This is the first Star Wars movie that I don't really want to buy. That hurts me because really I want to love it. It's just Star Wars for George Lucas' sake. May the Force be with you guys. Let me stop. I'm done. I'm done.